And you literally just make the character, run to Mulgore as fast as you can. Like, how long does it take until you're level 5 or 6 and you can start doing the quests? Timer. And let's go. Let's see. Let's take off. Like, let's say Valley of Trials is just, like, insane. And it is way too busy to quest here. You can't do anything. Everything is permanently dead. There is nothing you're going to be able to do in the Valley of Trials. Like, you zone in, and there's 4,000 people in here, and they're all trying to kill the same, like, 2 boars. And you go, I can't do it. And then you just peace out. So you run right up this hidden path here. Then you can drop down over here. Sure, there's ways to do it without dying. Let's see. Oof, we did. You live. Oh no. There's a Makura. Shh. Oh shit. Ratchet. Perfect. Planned. Sucks that we don't get the ratchet flight path that way. Alright. So let's run to the Barrens. Calculated. Yeah, that was planned. Because this is the Burning Crusade, technically, and not Classic, I wonder if there's more Makura there. Because in Classic, when I do that, there was never a Makura like that close. Like, there were 2 of them, actually. There was one that was, like, right there, and then there was another one that was pretty close. That's wild. But it's cool that when you die there, Resin Ratchet. I do wonder if that fucks our result. Because now we don't get the discovery experience for Ratchet. Well, maybe we do. Because we did get this, right? We got 110. And Ratchet is on the map now. Maybe we do get the experience. Combat level? Tell me. Does not. Well, we'll run to this way, and we'll grab the flight path in the crossroads. This actually doesn't seem like a waste of time to me because we're going to need all this stuff anyway. We really needed the flight path back in Ratchet. I'm wondering if we can hit level 2, maybe even higher than that, by the time we even get there. Now, something to consider is that we can't do any of the really low quests in Mulgore. They aren't available to us. The quests that start afterward are, as we're Orc, we're excluded from some of the really cool chains that the Tauren have, specifically. Like the one where you follow that wolf through the highlands into the cave and the wells, where you have the stones for the wells. We can't do those kind of quests, because we're Orc. But we can still do 90% of the quests in Mulgore. It's a great, very easy place to hit level 12. Being that you're Orc, as a hunter, you should have all the trainers and everything. If you make like a warlock or something, it's tougher because you don't have trainers. This is exactly what I had to do when Classic actually launched. We all logged in like the moment Classic became available too. It's not even like we were super late. We went like as soon as we could go. Like, we logged in as soon as it was, like, feasible for us to log in. So, I want to set that. It's not like we got there 30 minutes late or something. When we logged in, there were, like, 8 million people in the Valley of Trials. I'm exaggerating. There was actually probably close to 1,000 people, though, in the Valley of Trials, and that's not an exaggeration. It was just the blue names, you know, above the character heads, as far as you could see. And every single boar was getting hit by like an earth shock or a shot from a hunter or something. It was like impossible to tag anything. There were some troll mages that were like fire blasting everything like as fast as was even possible. Troll priests were putting like shadow word paint on stuff. Like, if you look at the number of people that were playing Ore Control for the classic release, it was just this massive amount of people. And they were all there, man. Like, I don't know how many layers it had. I think Kalimdor had, like, a layer with 5,000 people, which is ridiculous, because the only other starting race that's on Kalimdor is right here in Mulgore, and there aren't many Torrents. So, like, there must have been thousands of people in the Valley of Trials itself. And me and my buddies looked at that, and we tried for maybe 5 minutes to get, like, a single boar tag, and we're like, nope, we're out. So we turned around, and we literally ran outside, and we killed some crabs, some of those level 5 crabs on the coast. We were able to 2 or 3 man those for a little bit of experience. We hit, like, level 3, and we're like, screw it, we're running to Mulgore. And we did exactly this. We ran all the way to Mulgore. We did what we had to do in Mulgore, and we got to level 12. By the time we hit the Barrens, we were some of the first people in the Barrens, and the rest of our leveling went very smoothly. I hit level 30 before I logged off that night. So this is what I had to do the last classic launch. I feel like it makes sense to test this again. But I'm testing this on the more extreme side of, like, literally level 1, don't kill anything. Just instantly make your character turn around and fucking run to Mulgore. How long does that take? We're at 6 minutes now. We had a bit of a death skip with Ratchet. Ran up to the crossroads, which was great. Stormgeist over here dead. Rip. We got Mancrick's wife up here. Oh shit. Wonder where we're gonna... Yeah, that's not great. Test, man. Last time I did this run, I did not die to anything. Knock on whatever, but last time I tested this, I didn't die to Mercura, and I didn't die to a hyena. Maybe I should have been a little bit more cautious looking there. You gotta thread the needle sometimes. Or maybe there's just a little bit more mob density for Burning Crusade than there is with Classic, but I don't generally die on this run. So this is affecting our time, you have to consider. But we'll account for that at the end. I'll adjust. Run to your core. I am on the way. We died, like, equidistant too between Camp Tarajo and the crossroads. I feel like if we had died, like, a little bit further, we would have been able to res in Camp Tarajo. But since we died right where we died, we start back. Rip. Wonder if that's Stormgeist. Oh, he doesn't really have much in the way of armor. Who's level 1? Can we see the hyena that killed us? There it is. Oh, yeah, he gets pretty close to the road. You gotta just go wide on that guy. Beaver is fine. There's a hyena. Guess we just have to keep our eyes a little bit. A hostile? Oh yeah, he's totally hostile ones on both sides. Hopefully there's nothing under the bridge. Experience. Wife, so storm snout. No raptors. Good. I think we're close enough now that if we die, we might die at Camp Durotar. Not that I want to, though. Nothing on this side. A drat. I like how I can see all the way up to 19. Right. Made it. We still have another nasty bit to get through here. At the beginning of Mulgore. Because there's a bunch of like level 5s and 6s along the road up here. Gotta get through them. Will they? 24? Oh wow. Alright, so notwithstanding an untimely death, about a 10-minute run to get to Mulgore. I think we're gonna tack another 4 or 5 minutes onto this, getting all the way to the starting area. See? And that's the first part of the test. The second part is how long will it take for us to hit level 5 or level 6 by not doing any quests. Pretty much just grinding. We have 200 arrows too, so we have to consider so many arrows. Vendor there. Alright, we gotta watch. Because there's absolutely stuff here though. Plain striders are pretty chill. Very wolf out. Wolf. Looks like I'm safe on. I need to get there. Stone top. Okay, so this sucks. But, we got guys on both sides here. Try to go. Fortunately, they're a little lower level. That was sketch though. I do want to dip my toes over here just to get the exploration experience. At level 2, hunters don't get anything, unfortunately. We get track beasts, which is useless. I would. At level 4, we get Hunter's Mark, Serpent Sting, both of which can be useful. Hunter's Mark isn't super useful at first, but it gets pretty good. Serpent Sting is useful immediately, right at level 4. Alright, let's follow the road around. Watch for that. Kyle the Frenzied. 15 minutes, 16 seconds. Sounds like a lot. It's not. If you zone into the Valley of Trials and it is 1,000 people there, I assure you you're going to spend 15 minutes just trying to kill a single bull. So, I guess it depends how tenaciously layered fresh classic realms are. I probably could have avoided that. Alright. I was hoping to get a little bit more exploration than this. To be honest. I was hoping to be 2 by the time we got there. Maybe. Looks like we're gonna have to kill a couple things to hit 2. And then none of the quests should be available to us, so we're just gonna have to grind. I don't know what mobs are gonna be best for that, but we're probably gonna want to stay as far away from the starting village as possible, because remember on launch there's gonna be a lot of Tauren too. Gonna be a lot of everything. Tauren will by far be the least played race on launch, but doesn't mean there's gonna be none of them. I'm sure there's still gonna be 100 of them there. There's still gonna be some quest competition. It's interesting that you get this quest at level 1.
Well met. Goodbye.
Alright, 18 minutes with a death that we didn't really need. Not bad. Let's go ahead and start killing. Of course. Now, 18 minutes after the launch of the servers, this area should still be pretty dead, because it takes about 35 to 40 minutes to finish all of the Tauren quests that are here. I do want to loot a few things just to sell them arrows, because I'm probably going to... Oh. Level 6 is ideal to get out of here, but level 5 might be Because we really won't start doing quests as fast. Add-on says we level 4. Competitive. Alright, so level 3. 4 minutes to 3. Yes. Always. I mean, it might be able to see. It's an ultra-wide camera. This one's going on YouTube. I mean, it is. I didn't love you. Bye. Go put some pants on. We'll see. Don't age restrict me. I don't know how many of these are going to be alive on launch. These are going to be pretty heavily farmed by foreign. Killing them everywhere around here. Level 1. I'm actually going to go further south. Because I think all those would be dead in a launch scenario. They're too close to the starting area. There's going to be horde of Torn and Druids, and some more killing all of them. Also, one of the nice things is, at first at least, there's nobody that's tagging very well here. Very few people make Torn Hunters. And Druids and Shaman don't get their tags until about level 4, Moonfire and Earthshock and stuff. Even then, Earthshock's only 20 air. So, a Hunter here can run riot, tagging mob, till all the Druids start getting moon. Now we're full. We have plenty of arrows still. Take to kill most enemies. 5 or 6? 6 maybe? Go. Level 3 and 23. That is not a good time overall, but considering we're trying to avoid an unplayable Valley of Trials, it's terrible. Add-on says 7 minutes for 4. See if we can hit that. There aren't a whole lot of quests that bring you down here. So this area should be pretty clear for you, even on a congested launch scenario. It could be melee weaving, too. But... Kite it away. Start making our way back to town. Should be level 4 in about 3 or 4 minutes. The train. Buy more arrows. I don't know what we're gonna have money for. We're definitely gonna buy Serpent Sting. We can afford it. We'll buy Hunter's Mark. Make those stick. Left a couple silver on the ground, but it's not. Interrupted that attack. I always say I don't need a swing timer. And stuff like that happens. Two more copper. Something. It is. As a higher. Kill these guys. Alright. 30-minute and 53-second level 4. Let's dump what we have in the bag. Buy some arrows. Actually lucked out. 11 arrows, 10 arrows left. Got a little close there. We did it. Add-on says 10 minutes for level 5, which I know this sounds terrible, but that's not actually bad. If we could do a 40-minute level 5 here and then go to the rest of Mulgore and start doing the quests, that's really decent. That's about 6 minutes behind most of the Tauren that are going to be out here. You know? Like, it's way better than it sounds. Getting the silver 16 copper there. Shield crafter.
I've been expecting.
Nowhere. General goods. What's that? Bet the 100 trainers inside the big fucking yurt. That would make sense.
Greetings,
right?
travelers. Be careful.
Couple hundred. 196 left over.
Well met.
Serpent's Day. I guess we can buy the end. Leaves us 6 copper. Alright, we're cutting it close. We did it. Alright, so let's go back and continue grinding stuff. Go continue to grind those cats for a while. How hard does this tick for? Not great. See how fast we can finish this out. So you might have seen some of the quests that are available back there. Go, well, why don't I just go do the quests? You have to remember this is a Burning Crusade server. This is not a classic WoW server. And they changed that in the Burning Crusade, where you can actually do quests for an area that isn't your race's. Later on, after the level 6 stuff, you can, but like this quest right here, to do the well water and run back, would not be available to you on Classic WoW. Because you're an orc, not a Tauren. So, don't let that deceive you to thinking that what I'm doing is unnecessary. That will not be available on a Classic Fresh unless they make some big... We can get the ones down the road, outside of the mesa. We can get those. But the ones in here, cannot. Let that serpent sting do a little... Might as well. Yeah, the quests here in Bloodhoof Village, even if you're orc, you can absolutely get, with the exception of 2. 1 chain and then 1 off. But all the quests that are here, you cannot get. You have to grind it out to level 5 at least. Level 6 is ideal, but level 5 works. And I guess that's up for you to decide what you want to do, right? You want to wait? If you're getting good, EXP per hour down here, Right now with these level 1s, I am not. Need to get into the hills. Get all those level 3 cats. Kinda want to get in this pocket and then anything 2 or above, fine. You do want to at least loot a lot of this stuff because you want to make sure there's no bags. Like a 6-slot bag doesn't sound like much, but it's a pretty big deal. These levels. Any of these boars you can kill are great. Shit. Oh no. Oh no. Saved. Man, hunters are just constant, steady. death. Right now, our experience per hour has been 10.6. That is significantly behind somebody who's really questing and banging. But considering that we don't have any quests, we're doing 10.6k experience per hour, literally just killing. Pretty good. Yeah, it's we can kill all. Not good enough. Okay. I don't know. This last shot. Oh, I only got that up because the TV. Much larger dead zone incline. If we're gonna. See what our damage breakdown. Auto shot melee. Most people would probably have more. I like to kite a lot. We should be 5 here, and then we can work our way all the way down this valley to get into Bloodhoof Village, and then we'll call time. We'll see how long that takes. 43-minute level 5 is not terrible, considering that we spent 18 minutes running here. And that now we have Bloodhoof Village unlocked to us, and we can do essentially the entire Torrent starting area to level 12 to segue into the Barrens, circumvent the Valley of Trials and Durotar, which in my opinion will be practically unplayable. The last launch they were unplayable. Now let's say Blizzard like super aggressively layers the fresh classic realms. Let's say they go, you know what? My bow's gonna break. Last classic launch was a mess. There was 1,000 people in the Valley of Trials. It was laggy. It was unplayable. Let's say they say that, which is a fine thing for them to say. And they layer the shit out of it. You log in on the classic fresh day into the Valley of Trials, and there's like 3 other people with you. Let's say that's a possibility. Well, if that happens, then fuck this. You know, don't do this route. If it's fine, or if you're just really fast, like if you get in and like everybody else is having like server issues or connectivity issues, or they're in a huge queue and you're like alone, then absolutely. I would never try to argue that this is in some way faster than if you just stayed in Durotar, right? I did a test the other day. I had like an hour and 40 minutes, level 10, in Durotar. Like, that's insane. This, we'd be at level 10 on this character, we're probably looking at 2.5 hours with the way this is currently going, right? So you can do it almost 50 minutes faster if you just stay in the Valley of Trials and Durotar than if you do this route where you run all the way out to Mulgore and kill cougars for 40 minutes, you know? It's not even close. It's not even remotely close. It's not even worth almost talking about whether it's comparable. It's not. This is a contingency plan for the possibility, the very real possibility, that the Valley of Trials and Durotar are practically unplayable on launch, like they were 2 years ago when Classic originally launched. Then this is what you do. So that's why I made this video, just to give you guys, like, I think some people know in the back of their mind, like, oh, maybe I can run to Mulgore. But do you know that there's that really nice skip in the Valley of Trials? Did you know that dying to a Mercura there spawns you in Ratchet? Did you know how fast it could be? Did you know it could be this quick to run here? Probably around a 16 or 17 minute run if you didn't die. And then how quickly it is to kill these mobs to level with no quests to prepare you to be able to, you know, start in Bloodhoof Village with all the rest of the Torrent. I think people might be surprised by how fast this is. That's all I'm saying, I guess. And the difference is about 15 minutes straight up, and about 50 minutes probably overall, which the opportunity cost of is very low. Plus, you also have to remember that the Tauren that are here, right, on a fresh launch, they're all going to be competing with each other for all these quest mobs. Back there in that Quillbore area, it's a mess. You got like 100 Tauren in there, all trying to kill the same Quillbore, and trying to kill the same name mobs and stuff. So there's a lot of competition for them too. So they're very bottlenecked here. There's going to be a lot of Tauren here all trying to kill these Plane Striders for their quests. There's going to be a lot of Tauren here trying to kill those Battle Boars. I think they need to kill like 10 Battle Boars, you know? So they're also fighting. I mean, ideally, yeah, you can do like a 32-minute Tauren where you, from the moment you make them to the moment you're level 6 and you run into Bloodhoof Village, you can do that in 32, 33 minutes if you're really fast. And we're looking at 47, so we're about 15 minutes behind, which makes sense considering we had a 15-minute run here. But also try to consider that that's a 32-minute ideal scenario without tons of competition and everything else. Server issues. Most Tauren are also going to be looking at around, you know, 47, 48 minutes before they're going to Bloodhoof. And that's just by virtue of how many Tauren are going to be here. So it's a little wild to think of the fact that you can make an orc, run all the way here, grind mobs in this little corner of the zone that no one's going to be in, and you can be heading to Bloodhoof Village with the pack, more or less. Like, with the upper curve of Tauren that are running down there. That's crazy to me. And then just by being a better player, knowing the route, knowing the quests, being a hunter, also ridiculous, that helps. You should be able to leave those guys in the dust. And if you're lucky, like I was last time, I was one of the first people to leave Mulgore. I was in the Barrens, I'd say maybe 2.5 hours after the server launched. And when I slashed 2, there were only 3 other people. And I did that on an Orc Shaman, not even a Hunter, although Shaman have a very fast 1 to 20 also. I feel like Hunter's still better, especially once we get a pet. Hunters are disgusting. But yeah, you could conceivably be one of the, you know, first 1% of players to hit the Barrens, and that's still running all the way here and doing all this. So I'd like you guys to consider this as a possibility. Not trying to say it's the fastest way, but it is a great backup plan. Or if you log in on the fresh servers and Valley Trials, it's just a no-go. It certainly was last time. Holy shit. I haven't seen that many players in one spot almost ever, I don't think. Like, maybe the portal, the Dark Portal, when TBC was launching, had more people at it. But the number of names in the Valley of Trials on the first day of WoW Classic was insane. Like, laughably crazy. let's do it. So, punching the clock, we're looking at about 50 minutes. We're halfway to level 6. We have the one quest to do down there, and we should be able to just hit the ground running from there, guys. And this is actually, believe it or not, a good time. This is probably when a ton of, you'd probably be seeing a ton, like a fucking Congo line of Tauren all running out at the same time with you here to go down to Bloodhoof Village. Like, I think with a time like this, you could keep up with a lot of the Tauren pack. So consider it, consider it, consider it. Now let's say you want to make an Orc Warlock, or you want to make a Troll Priest, or something like that. That's complicated, because there are no trainers here for you. I did that once. I did a test on Elysium forever ago, preparing for the WoW Classic launch, where I did a male Orc Warlock, and I took him through Mulgore. And yeah, it was tough. I hit level, like, 6. I think I hit level 6 before I ran there. So I had all the training up to level 6, and then I did level 6 to level 10 here in Mulgore with no training. I didn't train level 8 or level 10. Couldn't. But then what you'll notice is that you have the flight path to Orgrimmar. As an orc, you have the flight path to Orgrimmar. So at level 10, I went up to Thunderbluff, and I flew to Orgrimmar, and that's when I did everything. I even made my wand. I trained tailoring, I trained enchanting, I made a wand for myself, and I trained my level 8 and 10 Warlock talents, and then I think I did the Voidwalker quest too. And I did all that at the same time in This might suck. What's my skill? 23. Not great, though. These are not great trades. Can I just get a Serpent Sting on him? Okay, so that's also cheating. That's some TBC cheating there. Just keep in mind you would not be able to do that on the classic servers, because there's a 5-8 dead zone. Shitty. But I didn't think that guy was gonna rush me like that. So that's actually a good example of what happens, in my opinion anyway, on a hunter when you let things get into melee with you. You'll notice that I've been a little bit, maybe OCD, a little bit neurotic about kiting, about staying back and just shooting with the bow and not getting into melee with these mobs. But that's kind of why. These trades go real poorly for you. Melee hunter is not really a thing, leveling up. Ooh. And agility? Not great. Not the debuff we want. If I had to choose a debuff, that's not the one I'd... So as always, whenever you're leveling, and this isn't for this specific guide of, you know, how to get out of Valley of Trials and get to Mulgore and level up real fast with no quest support, like that's what this guide's about, but as just an overall tip, always kill. When you're going from point A to point B, you should be killing stuff. Never just run along a road, really. If there's mobs within like 2 levels of you, especially if they're yellow, but frankly even if they're green, kill them. Like, it will significantly increase your leveling speed. You get a tremendous amount of experience in Classic WoW from kills. Like, 74 is nuts. I kill 5 of these things, we're looking at 400 experience. That's what I'm getting for completing a quest. The quest experience that everybody's chasing all the time is worth killing 5 of these things. Like, just kill shit. As you run, just kill everything. This one quest I'm about to turn in Bloodhoof, I'm gonna get 3 times that amount of experience by just killing stuff on the way there. This guy. You guys have a fast movement speed, and I don't have concussive shot. Remind me how shitty 6 to 10 hunter is, please. Without a pet. I think I do get concussive, but it might be level 8. When do you get concussive shit? Level 6? Level 8? Look how fast this dude runs at me. He's like Usain Bolt. They flee at least at low health. For like almost every class in the game, fleeing is annoying, except for a hunter. Or yes, please. Get out of my melee range and run away from me. I can shoot you in the ass. You run. 8 minutes at this speed. We're still rocking about 10,000 experience per hour. Tough, he's 7. Get crit for 17 damage. Now, when we walk into Bloodhoof, you're going to see all the yellow exclamation points above all the heads of everybody. And that will be the same on a fresh classic server. All those quests will be available to you as an orc, except for 2. Most of them. The leveling speed, like 6 to 10, like you should be able to do 2.5 hours. You should be able to do a 2.5 hour, considering the run, like counting everything we've done. Yeah,
What
absolutely.
brings you here? Ancestors watch over you.
So the Wind Fury talents I like to do down here. You can also do them up here, but this is a little closer. On a hunter, they're not so bad because there's some casters that have very little armor, so you dig them
I've
down.
been expecting you. How?
Sharing the land is really hard on your bags. That quest has 4 bag slots associated with it. Just it is what it is, you know? What are you gonna do?
Looking for something special? May the eternal sun
Make sure you put your hearth here.
Walk with the Earth Mother.
Should be a couple more quests, yeah. And then there's a hunter trainer here. We're not 6 yet, but let's keep that in mind.
I have just the thing.
If
for
you're
you.
going skinning leatherworking, which I would highly recommend, you can pick that up here too.
We shall meet again.
No.
Greetings.
Yeah, no.
Looking for something special?
No bow. Gonna hit that repair. Or have a bad time. You can see we're at 79 copper now. And we're coming up on level 6 with some big training to do, and we do not have the moolah. So that's a problem.
Greetings, traveler.
Bags are only...
What brings you here?
Alright, so this quest here, Rite of Vision, with the Wellstones and the Ambercorns, you will not be able to do this on Classic. This is a Tauren-only quest. Even if you're level 5 or level 6, you cannot pick that one up. Not available to you. Stinking filthy orc.
Friend, farewell.
This Swoop Quills quest is probably the hardest one of all of them to do, because there's very few of them. They do fly around. When you see one, absolutely kill it, because there aren't many of them. They generally have the 100% drop rate on the Swoop Quills, but not always. Maybe it's 80%. You know, it's most of the time, but it's not all the time. And you don't come across as many swoops as you'd probably wish when you're doing that. So that's the end of this this guide. I will probably continue this character. I'll have a part 2 if you want to see, you know, how long it takes for us to get to level 12. I generally don't go to the Barrens at level 10. I go at level 12. It's just faster, in my opinion, to milk Mulgore for all that extra experience. So we will do the 6 to 12 here in a part 2, and then maybe in a part 3 we'll do the 12 to 20 and just show you how that goes and what kind of ultimate times we're looking at, considering that we ran all the way over here. So thanks for joining me, guys.